Hey, my name's Colton. We're here at Exile Brewing Company. Today I'm going to be making a Palomish, one of our cocktails of the month here at Exile. To start with, we're going to grab a glass. We're going to rim that with some salt. We're going to use some tequila. The reason why we're doing a Palomish is because it's kind of a take on a Paloma. It's the same ingredients, just a little extra added to it. We're going to add some coconut to it. We're going to use some lime juice, some grapefruit juice. We're going to add some ice and shake that up. Add some more ice on top of that. We're gonna top that with some Sprite too. Garnish that with some lime. Looking good. Next, we're gonna go over our Maria beer. That's our beer of the month as well for this month of April. This beautiful Mexican lager right here. Very refreshing, light, with hints of lime in there. Beautiful. Feature for our NA, we have an NA Ruthie.
Are you on the clock right now?
No.
Can you drink all three of this?
I can. Yeah, jump really fast.
Yeah. Like the lockout. Yes.
Man, that beer is cold.
Yes.
I'll sip this one. God.
Maybe.
All right. We're going on everything? Yep. Welcome to Poor People.
Hi.
Hello.
I am Jaydn.
I'm Haley.
Hi, I'm Anna.
And we are here with,
I'm Cale.
I'm Colton.
and we're at Exile. So yeah, let's talk about you guys for a little bit. We kind of came in, we barged in, we took forever, and it took all this space. Let's start with you, Cale. Tell us everything.
Everything?
Yeah, deepest, darkest
Very
secret.
broad.
First, deepest, darkest secret.
9:15
No.
at night.
How long have you been here?
I joined the Exile sales and marketing team in July of 2021. So about
Nice.
almost 4 years.
Nice.
Spent a lot of time in wine and spirits across eastern Iowa and then down in Des Moines when I moved down in about 2016. So yeah, I've been in booze for a while. It's nice to be on this side of the table compared to selling at a wine and spirits store, but
Yeah.
This is a big moment because I actually don't know a lot about Cale's backstory. So.
Oh, nice.
take notes. Colton.
Bonding.
Nice. Okay, so wait, I think you're our first actual rep because you're a rep, sorry,
Yeah,
right?
I'm Central Iowa sales rep.
Okay, for Exile,
Yep.
specifically,
Just
only Exile.
I go around and pester buyers at restaurants and bars and grocery stores to carry Exile stuff. So I'll go visit Anna down at Hatonic and tell her about new beers that are coming out and yeah, all that fun stuff.
Did you do other stuff here before you were doing sales?
No,
repping?
I was in wine spirits up until 2021, and then my boss now, she came and poached me from the grocery side of things and brought me onto the sales and marketing team, and yeah, it's been a great fit so far.
Nice. Are you the only rep?
Now we have 2 reps over in eastern Iowa, and then me and my boss take care of Central, and that's it. And then we have a marketing director and then a marketing gal, so we've got a full team, but I'm the only one around these parts.
Cool. And then Colton, what exactly do you do here?
Yeah, I'm the beverage director, which is a really good term. I manage all the bars. I do all the in-house beer, bev, anything that goes along with that. That's all me. So I get to have a little bit more fun. I think I get to make cocktails. I get to talk about beer. I get to give tours. I get to
Nice.
just interact with customers a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Your job title sounds way more fun than Cale's.
I bet he is more fun though. He gets to be out in public and
Yeah.
do all the events and stuff. I gotta stay here. I
And-
get locked in here.
Oh yeah, but you get to go to all the different if you want to keep the mic closer to your
Oh,
mouth.
you get
here,
it closer.
too. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Really?
But you get to
Uncomfortably close.
Sorry, I will.
No,
I'll
you're
get right
fine.
up in here.
But you get to go to all the different restaurants and
Yeah.
see all that stuff.
So I travel around between here, Ames, Marshalltown. Mostly
Yeah.
Des
Anyways,
Moines,
back
but-
to the cool one. So so you get to make the drinks.
Yeah, I get to make drinks. I get I get to interact with more people that come down just for Exile itself, and it's I don't know, it's a fun time. I think we both have a lot of fun being able to do the hospitality thing. He's more outside, I'm more inside. So
Yeah.
it's nice to have that.
So then, did you start within Exile as well?
Yeah, I started here right after college and bartending just because I had nothing else to do, and kind of just I had no idea about beer, no idea about anything. And the guy that was my job at the time was a buddy of mine, and he was just like, "You know what you're doing. We partied enough. You know what you're doing." And so he brought me on, and I just kind of I loved the industry after that, and it's kind of fun, just having a good time.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's sorry. Go for
Sorry.
it. Go for it.
How long's Exile been open?
2012. So
Nice.
math, whatever that
About
is.
13
now,
years.
13 years.
13
Yeah,
years
there
this
you go.
fall.
100 years.
I don't even know what year it is.
Yeah, right.
So then, what's the difference between Olive Garden and here?
Well, major difference is
I feel like it's pretty similar, but
Yeah.
We're
I
here
mean-
to ask the questions.
Yeah, so
the
I
real
started,
questions.
I started in the service industry at Olive Garden, and so the big difference is it's not a
okay.
chain. And so that's the big difference. So it's not as corporate. You get a lot more freedom here.
Actual Italian family.
Yeah, it's actual Italian family here.
No endless breadsticks.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a downside. We don't get breadsticks here, but
Damn,
I
that
ate
sucks.
so many breadsticks and salads. So
Is okay? I've always wondered this, and again, we're asking the hard-hitting questions
Oh, yeah,
here.
go for it.
Is Olive Garden the type of place that throws out their garlic breadsticks like in the dumpster behind Olive Garden that you can like collect late at night
I mean,
or
if
anything
you're,
like
if, you're,
that?
if you're adventurous enough, yeah, go for it. I mean, if you want to try it.
Just asking for a friend,
Yeah.
you know. Just
Oh yeah, they go through a lot, and they if you want to go, I worked at the one in Ankeny, so I know where the dumpster is in there. So if you wanna
yeah.
go
Well,
find
and
it.
I was gonna say, I know that like the Krispy Kreme down the street, like you can get their donuts out of the dumpster from like 2 to 3 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Again, a friend told me that, but I was just curious if it like was
I
the
don't-
same thing for breadsticks.
I don't know the time frame, but I mean, yeah, you can go find some for sure.
Okay, good.
Good
What
to
a
know.
waste.
Oh my God.
I need to write this down. Hold on.
No, I just wanted to know because, like, again, how you said it's more strict over there, and here you get to have more fun.
Yeah.
And you've definitely grown in this industry here, especially at Exile. Do you think you like grew when you were at Olive Garden at all?
I mean,
Or were you just like stuck doing what you were just supposed to be doing? There was like no like positions that were opening. No one like came to you and asked you to
no,
see
I
if you
definitely
had
could
potential?
grow there. I just was like, I mean, I was still in school, so I was more of just, this is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
like I'm not trying to like go anywhere with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I actually started at Olive Garden just bussing tables.
Okay.
Because I was like, I'm just looking for something to do.
Yeah.
And so they were like, do you want to serve? And I was like, sure, why not? And so
Mm-hmm.
I started serving tables and started doing stuff with that. And then I was like, I want to do bar stuff now. And they had like a full bar staff. And that's when my buddy was like, we're looking for bartenders. So
Yeah.
come on down.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
so, just started doing it from there. And
So
kinda
was
just got
was
Oh, go
Olive
for it.
Garden your first like service industry job then?
so I used to do the fair when I was 14.
Oh, man.
So I guess that technically
nice.
is
Yeah.
So
The
I used
Iowa
to-
State Fair.
Oh yeah,
Oh, man.
made lemonades and then did Dippin' Dots, which I had a lot of Dippin'
Ooh.
Dots.
God, I love Dippin'
Guys,
Dots.
I've been
They're
looking
so
for
good.
Dippin'
They're
Dots around the Des Moines area for months.
It's hard
and
to find.
I can't find any.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. It was the future of ice cream, and I don't know where they're at now.
I agree.
It's the
Like, how
future
did that
now. Where are
fail?
you at?
Yeah,
Dippin'
exactly.
Dots?
I was hoping you guys would be bigger. I'm looking for home Dippin' Dots. Where's that at?
Yeah, didn't they used to have that, right? Like
Yeah.
the like
Oh, did they?
containers.
Oh, I didn't know.
I thought
Yeah.
you could like buy them in the grocery store. I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They used
Yeah.
to.
I think you
lacking
could get
on
them
ice
at the
cream
Walkie
knowledge
movie
now.
theater.
Okay. And then Adventureland is
Yeah,
the
that's
only
what
one.
I
I went to
thought,
their
yeah.
website and like was like,
Oh, it was that
locating them.
extensive.
Oh yeah, because I really want to make a root beer float with like vanilla Dippin' Dots.
Oh, that'd be a
so
game
bad.
changer. That'd be
Sign
sick.
me up.
Anyways,
That should be one of the cocktails that we make, like
Yeah.
when we were at.
Dippin' Dots
Yeah.
sponsor us.
Yeah, we got to buy some online or something.
So what were you going to school for?
I went to school for criminology, so.
So he's a
Whoa.
Fed. Get out, everybody!
Yeah, right,
Close.
yeah,
Let's
shut
go.
it down.
Let's shut it down.
Uh,
Let's get out of here.
it was more on the psychology side of
Cool.
it. Yeah, it was more focused on psychology more than like crime and like criminal justice itself, which I really liked, and I wanted to go continue on with it, but I was paying everything out of pocket, and I was like, I really don't want to pay any more money than I owe right now, and so that was the biggest thing with school. So I was like, I'm gonna get my degree and goof off, I guess.
Do you think with the career that you've built here at Exile, do you think you would still go back into criminology?
Maybe I think more psychology, more like counseling kind of thing. That's
Okay.
where I was more focused. So it's more of studying like deviant behaviors and stuff like that, and like more violent offenders and like why
Like
do they do
Mindhunter.
this? Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
like Mindhunter kind of thing. And that's kind of what I want to study. Is just like, why do people do the crazy things they do? And
Yeah.
so that was like where the criminology came from. Is just like I want to know more about it, and so it's like partnered really well with psychology. So that's kind of where it was at.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting. Do you ever like psychoanalyze people?
I mean, all the time. It's fun. I mean, you get
Like
a
your
good
customers?
crowd. Exactly. I was gonna say, you get a good crowd working behind the bar and working in this industry. 'Cause you get to see a lot of different people. And you know, I do it internally.
Yeah.
Do you? Oh, you don't call them out?
Oh, I mean, if they're being like wild, then yeah. But like, if there's like little things, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Do you have a story
Wow,
of
that's
someone?
crazy.
Do you have a story from like analyzing someone?
Like some crazy
Like
like
something-
sociopath or something like
Man,
that?
the-
That's a
my-
psychology term. If you
My
don't know.
favorite one, yeah, that's a good one. My favorite one, man, it was me and my buddy, and we were behind the bar over here, and it was a first date, and those are always fun to watch. And this dude, I mean, I'm not trying to judge his movie taste, but he said the best movie of all time is Gladiator. And I was like, that's fair. That's a good movie. I don't know if it's the best movie of all time, but fair. And then he went over to, like, she had an undercut, like a buzz cut kind of thing. And he was like, man, you should let me straighten your hair up sometime. I'm really good with a razor. And she's like, no, you won't touch my hair. And he's like, no, I'm really good. I could like, he said this quote, I can carve my name into your hair. And I was like, all right, dude. I was like, I was like, this guy is crazy.
Hard pass.
Oh, yeah. And then I'm pretty sure this is the one that she went to the restroom and then never came back. So
Good. Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what happened. And I was like, I can tell you what happened. I can tell you
simple.
exactly where it changed.
Oh my god. Damn.
That's good. Okay, Cale, I got a question for you.
Yes.
So, with being our beer rep, how exciting is it when someone goes, "Hey, I want like a new bar handle. Could you make me a new bar handle?" Like, what is the I don't know, like what's the ins and outs of being a beer rep that you absolutely love?
Yeah, and I want to
mean-
know more about the bar handles too, because you can make those. Like, you
Yeah.
can get them made.
Well,
You can-
we have our bar handles sourced from out of state, out of country, but they aren't always staying together. Like Ruthie handles, torch handles, they get
But I
put through the
couldn't be
ringer
like,
and then they
I
get
want
broke.
a Ruthie with like a red shirt and like this, and it says like.
Okay, you want to know about designing the
Yeah,
handles, yeah?
So
I didn't know
I
when
do
you said you
custom
could make
handles. So whenever I get a broken Ruthie or a broken torch, I usually turn it or save it and turn it into a custom handle for an account or a certain beer.
No
and
way.
repurpose it. Yeah.
Cool.
So I do a lot
That's
of
pretty
painting,
cool.
a lot of
Do you have like pictures of that?
yeah.
Oh, you
can
should
show
send
you.
them to us.
Yeah, he made us one with the dog on it. It was really
That's
cool.
so
Oh,
cool.
cool.
And then
That's
I repurposed
awesome.
it. I sprayed it gold, and now it's out at Piles and Pints for
Okay.
their golden ale.
See,
Cute.
that's what I was like when you said that. I was like, "There's no way that's what you mean."
Yeah.
That's
That's
become
so
my
cool.
niche, is becoming like a tap handle guy.
So you just do that on your own.
yeah, it's just part of the things that I enjoy doing that I've
That's
kind
so
of
cool.
accumulated in this job is just making some custom fun, like usable art.
Yeah, creative. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what he likes to do. So
I
that's
didn't
how like
realize that.
yeah, he does a little bit of everything, but that was one of the really cool things that you brought
Yeah.
to the table as a beer rep, and that's what sets you apart from a lot of other people.
That's what I've heard so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, you're in a band.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been the lead singer of Illegal Smile for about almost 19 years now. A couple of my buddies from like elementary school.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they're
Pushing
sick.
40.
They're super
Cool.
cool. They're super awesome.
Do you ever play here? I saw you guys do, live music and stuff here.
Yeah, we've done like Woolies and Lefties and
Nice.
Vaudeville, RIP, but we played Exile Music Fest in 2022. That's our last
Rest in
one
peace.
before it's been
which is a
Dormant for a
perfect
while.
segue into Exile Music Fest. So that's how you and I met initially. And I, at that time, because I think was that the second year that I had filmed it? Was that the most recent, the last time that it happened?
2022 was the most recent.
Okay, so then, and that was when you guys played, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I had done the year before that also. I did like a video recap for Exile, and then I did the year that you played, and that's how we met. But then, those videos are pretty sweet. Sorry, I was just kind of getting lost. I was thinking about the videos, but so yeah, you had that, but I didn't realize that you worked here at that time when you were playing. I thought you were just like a musician, artist, like. And then I remember seeing you guys play, and you guys killed it. And then I guess maybe you did tell me. I don't remember. I remember I got so sunburned that day. Like I was, and it was like cloudy, overcast too.
Yeah, it was hot. It was really hot.
Did it rain later
A
that
little
night
bit of
too?
nepotism, but
Was that the night? Was it who played?
Yes.
Yeah. Did it rain?
yes,
And they like
a
kinda,
big
like,
storm came in and leftover
that's
salmon
right.
had to like tear down like.
Was it leftover salmon?
Mm-hmm.
That's who it
Yes,
was?
yeah, because I was filming them, and I remember they like stopped playing halfway through the set
Yeah.
or something like that.
And at that point, I was like half drunk, and I was like helping tear down like the tents out here and try to wrangle decor and stuff.
And so I literally have footage from that entire festival, basically until it started raining. Because at that point I was like so sunburned and like tired, and I was like, I'm getting out of here now. Like this is my perfect time to run.
It was such a fun time.
That
I know.
was a really fun time.
So why aren't you guys doing it anymore?
Wait,
So-
how many times did you guys do it?
5?
4 or 5. I can't remember.
I think there was
4 or
5. And I remember when I was still living up in Cedar Falls, I remember reaching out to my former boss that worked down here and like, hey, I'm in a band. I know you guys are doing this festival.
Yeah.
And then I got ghosted. And then like 4 years later, I started working for him, like started Googling his name in my my emails. I'm like, oh, so you never got back to me. Cool. And I work for you. But it worked out.
No.
But okay, so then in 2022 was the last year.
Yep.
And then you guys like didn't do anything in 2023. So like why did it end like officially?
So they were supposed to tear up this T intersection down here is where the stage was always set up. And we'd close off this whole block. But because of the sewer stuff,
Yeah.
I think they were working on. And then that got pushed back a year. And then they tore
Dude.
up this road up here. So it's been a lot of road construction, and it just
Okay.
puts a big damper on putting a music festival down here.
So it could be coming back.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we have floated around the idea about bringing it back for like our 15th anniversary, which would
Okay.
be sweet and would give us a few years to prepare.
Has this been said anywhere else?
No.
No. Yeah, I was gonna
Hopefully
say.
I don't get in trouble for that.
Yeah, it's like we all love doing it. It's
Yeah.
so fun, and so like we obviously want to bring it back. It's
Yeah.
just like
Okay,
logistically,
cool.
like you said, like it was just everything's getting torn up around here. And
Yeah.
it's like, wasn't possible.
And also, if you need video, your
Oh,
boy,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll
your
come to
boy's here.
We can do a live podcast at it.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
It'd be a lot of fun, actually.
Dude, that would actually be super cool if we did the poor people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
First music festival?
Yeah, dude.
Nope.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. Yeah, so let us know. So
I'll keep
that's
posted.
super cool that it will come back potentially.
Oh yeah.
It's like
want it to.
it's a most likely maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, we're all on board. It's just now we have to get it all.
Yeah.
Back
Look at how
together.
excited you got
I
him.
really
He's
am.
like,
I'm crying.
just
I'm
give me a yes.
Tears are flowing.
Oh man,
Of
no,
joy,
I just
tears of joy.
I missed it. It was just so much fun being here. Well, and because also the preface also, I've done a lot of the drag brunch shows, the videos here, and those were always a lot of fun. And those were actually my first. Like I always loved the beer, but I never actually came here.
Yeah.
And then those were like the drag brunches were like my first experiences actually like coming here and like seeing everything and filming and just like seeing all the craziness that is the drag brunches and everything. And it was so much fun always. And I have those videos. We can throw them in here too. But but yeah, they're all so fun. But yeah, no, it's so cool. And then like to even be able to do Exile Fest and everything was always a like
Yeah, it
just
was-
such a
I feel like our music was a little bit different than like the jam band vibe, but we
I love
fit
that,
in a
though.
little bit. It was
Yeah.
it was a
You
vibe
need
for
that.
sure. Yeah,
That's
break
the
up the
thing.
monotony.
Yeah.
That's the thing with jam bands though, is like anything can fit with it. Like you could
Oh,
throw
yeah.
in Diplo and it would just be like,
Makes
yeah,
sense.
that makes sense.
I do love mixed genre shows.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they're fun.
Yeah, I do too.
Gives you a little bit of everything. But so wine and spirits. You used to be a rep for wine and spirits. So going from that, it's a completely different world clearly. So like from that to a beer rep, how would you give people an example of like for being a wine and spirits and then to a beer rep?
I mean, I have a lot more travel in my day because I oversee Central Iowa instead of being just behind a counter, behind four walls in a wine spirit store.
Okay.
A lot of the reps that I now are competing with, like they used to sell to me when I was in wine spirits. So that's a little bit different being on this side of the table. I don't know. It's just a lot more freedom.
Okay.
And there's no like corporate construct, which is awesome.
Yeah, dude, the corporate world sucks, bro. That's what we've been trying to say, man.
So with like new beers coming out and whatnot, like how easy is it for you to get your accounts to get your new beers?
I feel like we have a lot of loyal accounts. I feel like there's some that need a little more elbow grease, a little more loving, just to push it over the edge. But
Okay.
yeah.
He looked at you when he said that.
Nah, I don't
Well, it's more so.
He's the beer rep.
He is
You're the
beer rep.
manager.
It's more so my boss that's really hard to convince on getting certain beers. Like it took us forever to get Ruthie
Yeah.
on tap, and like that's where I kind of wanted you to explain a little bit like how hard it is and how easy it can be to get people to get beers because they want to like support you and support a local brewery, but like there are just certain people that you have to meet their requirements on their palate because it's not just about me, because I will get Exile Ruthie because it sells and we've gotten multiple people asking for it.
Yeah, because Cale's dope.
And Cale's great, and he makes us custom handles. But it's more so along the lines of my boss and what he wants, because 9 times out of 10, he likes the Exile Island IPA, the Zoltan. He absolutely loves that beer, so he wants to keep that on tap at all times. Now, when it comes to like the new beers that you just gave me today, it was the Guava Bohemian. And that is phenomenal. Now, not everyone will like that because it's a fruitier beer. Everyone likes an IPA or a golden ale or like a Ruthie. So yeah, that's where being a beer rep is kind of hard and easy because you have your clients that are willing to be like, oh yeah, I'll try that and see how it goes for this month. Or like, no, I just like these 2 beers because this is what flows through for our clientele that comes in.
Definitely. And like some buyers, they're stuck in their ways and they have a specific way of thinking. Your boss does not like Ruthie too much, but since I show face, he tends to keep it on, which is cool.
Yep.
But that's a big thing, is showing face, showing up, supporting the account.
Okay, so this question is, so it's like, how often are you hit with like, I don't like it versus it's like a sales thing?
I feel like it's on specific beers. Like there's not, I mean, some people don't like sours. Some people don't like IPAs. It just,
Because I feel like some of the newer ones, like, and not just for Exile, but for any new brewing company really, but like if they have a newer beer that they're trying to push or something like that, I feel like if a certain bar doesn't like it or whatever, it's like harder to just like even get it in there, you know?
for sure.
Like I guess how do you, as a rep, like how do you like gauge like where your like sales are worthwhile, I guess?
I mean, we have apps that give us data as far as like what's moving, what's not moving, where they're at for the year.
Through each restaurant? Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're all
Cool.
logged in. So kind of knowing what they sell and what they sell well, and then kind of pivoting towards other bars that, like, a sour does well there, or a lager does well here. A lot of our lagers are like universal and they make sense at a lot of spots.
That's wild. I never realized that. So you know what they're selling basically and like how much of it before you even walk in there.
For our product. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
The rest is me doing my own investigation as far as like what they carry already, and then picking the brains of the buyer as far as like what's moving, what makes sense, what do you like.
I'm about to nerd out right here, but like,
Do it.
Like, how do you like track what like my restaurant would be selling? Like, how does your company track that through my restaurant?
Well, it'd be our products that I can track.
Right.
So like if you guys carry a Ruthie, I can see how many CEs or case equivalents you guys
So like
go through.
how often we're buying it from you, basically.
Yep,
okay.
yep. It'll track all that. It'll track all the brands that you guys have carried in the past or like the last 6 months.
Dude, for a second there, I was thinking like every time I hit Ruthie, it's gonna be like send a fucking
notification
like,
to my phone.
Like, yeah. It's like Jaydn sold 14 Ruthies. I'm like, I got you, boy. Like,
My phone would be on fire. I'd throw it in the trash.
No, it's more along the lines of like bottles or like the kegs that we end up
gotcha.
getting.
It's by quantity of how
Yep.
much you're selling to the
Yep.
place and like
Yep.
the frequency.
Yeah, they'll keep track of that.
Yep,
Okay.
and then your restaurant will keep track of how many Ruthies that you actually sell, and
Right.
it'll just tell you that the month. And like my boss, he basically looked that up because one of our reps was trying to get us to get a certain keg, and he's like, no, like I can literally tell you how much we sold of that specific beer, and I don't need another keg. Like we're gonna be sitting on that keg for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Guinness. We don't need Guinness during the summertime. We need it during the wintertime.
Right.
So,
Yes. Some beers make sense. all year
yeah.
round,
So like
some
just to know on that. But I love it when they come in, especially when Cale comes in, and another one of the other beer reps that you work with. She's absolutely wonderful. She used to work for another local brewing company, and I've always been around her. She's really good at her job as well. I like all of you guys when you guys come in, because it's nice to taste different beers and actually like get to have a conversation with you instead of just me adding stuff to my app and ordering beers. You know,
a
it's
little
just
more personable.
Yeah, it's just better to actually know what I'm getting, and I get to try it before I sell it. So that's always really
Absolutely.
nice.
Yeah, dude. Can you guys hook it up with any samples or anything? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say I give samples all the time down here.
I was gonna
Whatever you
say, do
want.
people ask for samples a
Oh
lot?
yeah,
in
and
here?
like I'm all about that. Like I want to make sure people get the right beer.
Right.
I will
Like,
say
everyone's palate's different. So.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know if everybody else does this when they take samples, but I like make notes. Like I take pictures of the like thing, and I'll be like 4 out of 5 or whatever, or like taste like this, and like, I mean, I don't go back and look at it, so I don't know genuinely why I even do that. But like, but it's
Live in the
something.
moment, you know?
Yeah, it's like, but I like try to like in my head, I try to keep like a mental note of like what that beer is like, at least I guess.
Yeah.
But okay, so as a salesperson, I just want to know like that's I think what I was kind of trying to get at. Like when there's like kind of more stubborn like clients, like and you're trying to be like they're just like, no, I don't like it, or like I won't buy it because I won't drink it, and then you're like, but maybe your customers will. Like, what's your best like sales advice? Like in sales, like what like. Yeah, I don't know. Something about sales.
Or do you have like a? Do you,
If I'm pitching,
is it?
if I'm pitching a certain beer, if I have a buyer and they're very against the beer that I'm pitching, I'll try to pivot to whatever they like or what's working at the establishment. I'll just pick their brain. I'm like, well, what are you drinking right now? What do you really like? And like try to mask or point them in the right direction of what we have available.
What's like your best as a sales rep, and you don't have to go into like super details, but like what's your best like sale like that you did that you like didn't think would work or something like that? I don't know. I'm trying to just like get into like the sale of it, of like selling a beer that maybe like somebody wouldn't like, just like selling ketchup to a woman in white gloves type scenario.
I feel like my custom tap handles kind of play in my favor every once in a while. Like Anna said, like we had this, what was it? A Schwartz beer, which is like a darker lager. And it's not the most versatile or like a publicly pleasing beer. So like,
I liked it.
I love that beer.
Yeah.
It's great. But to the public,
Yeah. No one knows
smoky.
what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hard to say. But making something custom to that account pushed it over to like have it put it on tap. So
when people dine here, how often do they ask like what beer is going to like complement their meal?
Not a lot, but we actually do like train everybody to know what goes well with what. We used to have it on our menu, like, hey, this, if you're getting this item, it pairs well with this.
Yeah.
And people didn't understand it, so we kind of took it off, but we still have everyone know, like, hey, if someone wants to pair something, I mean, we're all about it because it's cool to be able to do that. It's kind of like wine, where it's just like people don't realize that, where it's, you can pair stuff really well with beer, and so
Like the Somalians.
exactly,
Yeah.
It's Cicerone is for beer. That's what they call for people who have, it's like the sommelier for beer is like a Cicerone, and so a lot of we used to be we had a lot of people here that were had like the first level of it and stuff like that. So yeah, not a lot of people do, but there are people that come in and want to know like what will go well with this meal.
I feel like you guys do a good job with like the monthly food menus too. Like this goes with this and this goes with
Oh,
this.
yeah.
So like we throw some suggestions out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially if it's something we want to sell. Yeah, we're all about it. Like every month we do different food specials and drink specials. We just started doing beer of the month, cocktail of the month kind of thing, and we want to match whatever the specials are with whatever we have on the menu. So,
And then, so are you like the person that like sets like the pairings then?
I help. It's like me in the kitchen together. And
Okay.
so they were like, hey, this is what we're thinking for this month. This is what we want to make. And what do you think would go well with that? We actually do what we call pint pairings every week, which if you order a certain beer, it's free. And we'll just bring out, it's like a little sample of something. So right now we have Maria with, it's like an elote salad kind of thing. It's like a little corn salad. It's really good. They go really well together.
Yep.
And so it's just like we want to just that kind of keeps pressing just like our knowledge of how well these meals match with these beers. And so and just kind of get the people's mindsets on that too, because people don't really think about pairing beer with food. And so it just kind of helps create that knowledge and create just like more education for the people that work here and just knowing what pairs well with what.
Yeah, a lot of people like to be told what to drink. Be like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
I'm getting this. I'll get it with that beer because it looks great. Like, people love it when you tell them what they're going to get.
Oh, yeah.
And it comes together. It makes them feel like they're getting something special, but not really. But
Oh yeah, one of my best things is just like I always ask is like, what don't you want? And they
Yeah.
kind of push me in the direction of just like I can kind of figure out what you'll kind of like and what you won't like after that. Because a lot of people like trying to push a sour on someone that's like never drinking a sour beer before is going to be the hardest thing ever. So.
Love that reaction though.
Oh yeah, it is like that's like when people get the beatnik. It's a Berliner Weiss, and so no.
Oh, wait, it's a what?
Berliner Weiss. That's the style of beer, and no one knows that that's a sour beer. So I'm like, I always have two places like it is sour, like it is sour, and they're like, I'll still try, it. And they're like,
super sour?
I think it is
Like a warhead sour?
yeah, I think it is.
It's up there.
Yeah.
We can get
Oh,
some
I wanna
samples if
try
you-
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
I always feel it in like the
Yeah, I
back
feel
of my
like
jaw.
I'm gonna gleek because
That's
I love
me.
sour
That's
things.
Right in the
me.
glands.
Gleek.
I'm not a big sour person, so that's always like when I drink beatnik, I'm like,
I love sour. They make these like sour grapes now. They're so good.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he just said that this beer is like as sour.
I've had the beatnik sour. Yeah,
You have?
I've had it. Yeah.
Oh.
You guys have had that for a while.
oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
It
you
was
guys had
honestly
that.
one of the
Oh,
first
well,
like
I
sour
guess
beers
Haley
that
and I
got
get
me
to try
into
it.
Yeah.
sour beers back
Yeah,
in the day.
that pink guava kill let you sample. That's the beatnik base, and then we add pink guava to it. So it actually evens it out a little bit more, but just like the straight beatnik is just like
Well, and you were saying you use the beatnik for like like as your base for like a lot of the sours, right?
Yeah, so it starts as beatnik, and then we fruit it up, and then it turns into bohemian.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so
we've
then what-
rotated the fruits a million times over the last few years, done different variations
yeah.
of it, and
What makes it a bohemian beer?
the fruit.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like what we call them.
It's just,
like
the series of fruited sour
Yeah.
beers, or the yeah.
Oh, so it's not like a type of like ale. Like it's not a bohemian ale or something.
No,
like that?
it's just
Oh.
like what we call the series of beer we do.
Yeah.
Because we also we don't do it anymore, but we used to do a what we would call Hop Chronicle, and that was like an IPA series of just like we'd try different hops out and do different IPAs because people love their IPAs. So.
Okay.
They all have a different name, but
Yeah.
the bohemians have all been beatnik base, different fruit, and then that would be a bohemian series.
Okay, I have like a million beer questions for you
Oh,
right
go
now,
for
so
it.
strap in.
Yeah, we're
okay,
ready.
so like how technical is so an IPA? It's like India pale ale, right? Okay, your hops have to be from India, right?
No. So that name came from ships when they were selling
Yeah.
with India for spice trade and stuff
Yeah.
like that. They needed a way for beer not to spoil, and hops.
So
is
they put the
actually-
refrigerators on the ships.
Yeah, exactly. Hops is actually natural preservative, so it makes beer last longer. So that's where that style came from. Is just that process of they're like,
Okay,
we need
so-
a way for beer to not spoil.
So an IPA can be made with American hops.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it can be made with
Yep.
any kind of hop.
I've been
We
lied
did
to.
a beer with.
I've been lied to my whole life.
Yeah, we did a beer with Iowa hops, the born here, brewed here.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so,
because that could still be an IPA because it could be Iowa Pale Ale.
yeah, exactly.
That's
That's
crazy.
why did we call it that? That's actually a missed
Other brewery
opportunity.
has that name.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's bullshit.
I know.
Okay, so
Just the origination. That's how it started.
okay. So then, like a wheat. Okay, so wheat is like when I think of a wheat, I think of Blue Moon. I think of Boulevard. Those are like usually wheat.
Yeah, no, you're right.
What's going on with you today?
Honestly, Jaydn, I'm glad you're asking these questions like this because I don't want to be the one to do it.
It's a hard question.
I don't really know shit about beer.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We have this
She doesn't
opportunity.
even have to have a beer tap at her place. She just opens cans.
Yeah, I don't
Same
have
with
anything on
Jaydn.
tap.
I don't know all the like. Okay, what like how do you specify what it is? Like a porter is this, but this could also be like a vanilla porter, you know? So it's like, so is it all bullshit? Is basically what I'm asking. Is like, is it just like what you call it? Is it just a pilsner? Is it just a lager? Is it just an ale? Like, is it? That's,
I love their like eye contact and just like fucking laughing.
or is there actually a difference? Like, is a pilsner actually different than an ale for a specific defined reason?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I was like, you want to go?
Prove
I was
it.
gonna say there's sometimes it is bullshit, but like if you ever see like an imperial stout, so every beer has a list of like criteria it has to meet to be a certain style. So it has to be a certain color range.
Right,
has to
like
be
a
certain-
Hefeweizen has banana.
So fun fact about
No
that.
actual banana.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's
Banana
all bullshit.
notes.
Yeah.
Clove
So
notes.
the
Close the
yeast,
laptop. We're done.
Yeah.
Cut it.
the yeast and the Hefeweizen, the yeast that we use actually produces banana flavors. So
Yeah,
that's where
Okay.
banana comes
Okay.
from.
You get notes of banana, bubblegum,
Interesting.
cloves. That's kind of.
But it has the flavor of banana, and is what like is defined as a Hefeweizen,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay,
no, for sure.
okay, because that's what I know is like it's like it tastes like bananas,
Oh yeah, I
like
mean,
a Hefeweizen. So it's gonna have like banana notes,
Yeah.
whatever. The fuck.
100%.
Okay, sorry,
never
I'm
heard
not.
that
I didn't
word
mean to
before.
roll
I
my
haven't
eyes.
either.
I didn't mean to
I
roll
haven't
my
either.
eyes. I'm sorry. That was rude. That was rude.
But yeah, like every beer has to have like for style, it has to have a certain criteria it meets to be that style. But sometimes it doesn't meet that
Who
style.
defines the criteria?
I don't know.
The beer
I don't know.
gods?
Yeah, literally the beer gods, the people that decide what beer is. I don't know like who actually decides what that criteria is. I think it's just
Is it like locked in a safe in like Fort Knox,
Kind
and
of.
they're like, "This is what defines a pilsner"?
Yeah, it's kind of like it has to be this way, otherwise it's not a pilsner. But like if you ever see like, I think a good example is like anything that says imperial is usually it's the style, but doesn't meet all the criteria.
Okay,
of that
so
style.
exactly, like what is an imperial? When I think of an imperial ale or something, I'm like, okay, I'm not like, I just think of China, like imperialism. So I'm like, it's maybe like Chinese base, or it's got Chinese hops in it. Or it's
It usually means heavier, like higher ABV.
Yeah.
So if you have like an imperial sour, it's usually up there on the alcohol level or stout
okay,
wise.
so they just use arbitrary words to just like kind of note that it's like maybe a little stronger.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're really dramatic today.
I'm not being dramatic. I just want answers.
Oh, we have 'em,
Demands.
hopefully.
Well, with
This is the hardest I've ever gone on a podcast, by the way. No, but it didn't even really occur to me until I was like, I keep looking at this sign and I'm like, eat wheat ale, brown ale. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay, so both of those are ales, but they're two very different beers. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So like,
Yeah. It has to do with what you have to use for yeast and your malt bill. Ales you can usually knock out in fermenting for like a couple weeks, but lagers usually take like 4 to 6 weeks. So like Ruthie, our Oktoberfest, Gigi, Maria, they usually sit in the tanks for a few weeks longer just to get that lager build to it.
all right, guys, hear me out.
All right.
All right, I gotta move my laptop, Haley. This is getting serious. Hear me out. Is it legal? Is it legally binding that you guys have to like say it's an IPA or it's an ale to like say that? Like, do you have to like
What?
do you have to I'm sorry. Like, do you have to legally meet requirements with your beer in order to like say it's a lager? Or can you just
Or-
call it a
okay.
lager and brew your beer how you want it?
I mean, I feel like if you brewed a lager and it was an IPA, people would fucking
No.
No,
shit all
but
over
hear me out. But I'm saying, are there legal requirements for that?
There might be.
I was like, I feel like that's more like, when people put like this product can make you fly and it doesn't.
No,
And
that's
I
not
feel
what
like
I'm
that's the
saying.
same
That's not what I'm
thing.
saying.
But like you can put anything on a label, but it
Right.
just has to be the truth, like on the nutrition label.
Yeah.
but like alcohol doesn't really have like a nutrition label, so
That's what I'm like. I don't actually know the legality.
So that's what
behind
I'm
that,
saying
so-
is like, what if you could get, this is my idea. It's like, what if you got super creative with it and you guys like just started calling it whatever you thought it was and like not, and you guys redefine the rules of what makes an ale and a pilsner a pilsner.
you should just make up your own new category.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
this is a multi-million-dollar idea here, guys. And I'm just
Crushable
giving to the, yeah.
Section, what
You
else-
could make
other
an
names we had
IPA
for
lager
it?
ale wheat beer.
Lager ale wheat beer.
I'm sure there's some out there.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're good or not.
Yeah, exactly. But it's going to sell because
That's
people are
the thing,
going to be
we
like,
could
what
make
is it?
And then it could just be awful.
You could call it a Long Island wheat ale beer lager of Czech Pilsner, Porter, MySpace,
Just the garbage beer.
and then sell it for like $14 a glass.
Some beer nerds might be into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Most
there-
would
I
probably.
know-
Saying, I'd buy it.
I know beer nerds that be into it. Beer nerds would be like, "What are you doing?"
Exactly. It create
What
a
is
frenzy.
You're gonna piss some people off.
Oh, yeah.
This is-
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
especially working here, we get people that are like on so opposite sides. Where you get people that are just like, I remember Citrus Sky. It's a hazy IPA, and I had a guy come in. He's like, "This isn't hazy enough to be called a hazy." And I'm
yeah,
like,
see, exactly.
I'm like, all right, dude, there's,
Semantics.
yeah. I was like, there's some haze in there. He's like, I could still see almost through it, and I'm like, okay, dude.
Maybe you should just drink
Right.
it.
All right, dude.
I was like,
And
yeah,
then-
yeah.
your beer.
How about you just drink it, or I don't
Make
know,
it yourself.
Yeah,
See?
exactly.
And then that's exactly when you guys can write your own like Pilsner Ale Bible and then be like, actually, sir. And then you're like,
Oh, yeah,
scroll through a
exactly.
couple pages and it says right here that a hazy says,
That's what we need,
God.
like an official like stamped book. That's just
Yeah,
like
the
this
beer
is-
Bible.
Yeah, like in the
And
number.
it's just huge with a
These
post on
these
it.
are the rules and regulations of this beer right here. You can read
Right.
them
We
Follow
yourself.
are
the
the-
gospel, damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, because some beer drinkers are so picky, do you ever get people like? How often do you get people like try their beer and they're like, "I don't like that,"
Oh, all the time. All the time.
and then you're just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. What else can I get you?"
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's all you can do is just be like, what else can you? What
Yeah.
else you want to try?
Well,
I mean,
shit, you guys have several different beers, so yeah, I get the world is your oyster here.
oh yeah.
Pick
And that's
one.
why like I always try giving people samples, especially when it's like a really out there beer, and I'm like. Do you want to sample this first? Like, do you want to try it? And because especially if they're not sure on what they want to drink, then I'm like, let's have you try it before you like jump in, and then. But usually, yeah, there are times where people are like, yeah, this sounds good, and they're like, this isn't what I thought it was. And so,
Or do you carry Bush Light?
all the time. Like,
Someone comes up, they're just
Wait.
like Miller.
so you don't?
No.
Especially
We
the-
push a Ruthie in their face and
the
tell them
funny
to
thing
shut
is,
up.
like, we'll have people that will be like, have you been here before? And they're like, yeah. And then they'll be like, I'll have a Bush Light. And I'm like, well, I don't think you have been here before. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
How rude.
Yeah,
What do
no.
you guys have that you have that's close to a Bush Light? Nothing. It's just a Ruthie.
Swarm, Ruthie, Tercy Pills, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I bet you get
Like,
people like that too. They're like, "What is like closest to a Bush
yeah.
Light?"
We actually have a chart in the back.
Water.
For, we have a chart in the back for our servers. So when people ask for like certain like domestic beers, they
Yeah.
know what beer to kind of go to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I like that. That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
I just give them a
easier.
water.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
That's a fair choice.
Yes.
That makes sense.
I mean, as much of a beer drinker of like craft beer, like being in the trees like that, my High Life, I love High Life. So I like that's like one of my go-tos, and I always get judged for it. And I'm like, it's good. I like it. I don't know what to tell you.
Do you make Daytona Coronas with it?
Oh yeah, I love Daytona Coronas.
Okay, good.
What's your
Or spaghettis.
What's your favorite beer here as the beverage director? And remember, this is live on air.
This is live on air. My all-time favorite has always been so Maria. We keep talking about Maria because it's
Yeah,
been so good.
it is
But,
so
like,
good.
Gigi has been like my all-time favorite beer. It is like super good. It has a nice flavor to it. It's light. It's award-winning.
And then, okay, how much do you like with your position? How much do you like? Are you involved with them making the beer?
I don't know. I work with them to get whatever beers for cans and kegs in house,
Okay.
and then I'm given tours, so I need to know all the processes, stuff like that. So I'm like talking to them all the time, working with them. I don't like personally do the brewing. Beer brewing, but I'm working with them every day just to be sure we have the stuff in house we need and make sure if there's any changes for what we're doing back here and I usually say like I'm a liaison between the brewery to the front of house.
Okay. And so then those guys in there just decide, they're like, we're going to make Beatnik Sour.
Basically, we usually have like
We're going to make a beer lager porter. Awesome.
we usually have like the year. So we probably already have 2026. 2026. I'm losing my mind right now.
We made you chug 2 drinks
I know.
before you got
I was
on
like,
here.
it's starting to get to me. I haven't eaten today, so we usually have like the next year kind of planned out already. So they already have whatever they're going to make planned out, and what months they're going to do, and what they're going to do each time. And so I know we have stuff that's getting ready for next month and stuff
cool.
like that. So they have an idea of what they're doing and where to go from there.
How often do you guys like plan and make new beers?
I don't know.
Every
It's like
week. No,
it's
I'm
like
just
all the time. It's usually like, what haven't we done before? What's been good? What have we done in the past that have sold? And then what's popular right now? We've definitely transitioned. We used to have a lot of IPAs. Now we're transitioning to other stuff right now. We're focused on lagers and stuff like that. And so it's just kind of where the market
What you
is.
guys define as lagers.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't let anybody tell you how to define lagers.
What we call lagers. The true lager.
That's going to be our stance from now on, is don't let anybody tell you
Yeah.
how to make your beer.
But yeah, it's just kind of
Except for the
everything's
law.
at.
The law, I mean.
Well, yeah, again, they do have a little say in what we have to do. But yeah, we just kind of plan out what we haven't done and what we want to do and stuff like that. I know there's some cool stuff coming out. I think we have a pink lemonade seltzer coming out.
Ooh.
So
Ooh,
really
that
excited about
sounds
that.
really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of fair stuff that I'm really excited about. We have a dark Czech Pils, I think, is coming out.
Dark Czech Pills. We got a West Coast Pilsner coming out.
Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah.
Cool.
Some fun
West
draft
Coast
only.
Pilsner. See, that's another one.
Yeah,
Like, what
exactly.
the fuck does that mean, dude?
It usually means there'll be like a little hot bite to it.
Yeah.
But like from the West Coast, like what part of it? The West Coast? Like, is it from Portland?
it.
Is it from Seattle? Is it from
whole thing.
San
The whole
Diego? Is it
thing.
from Tijuana?
Good. Yeah. You know what? That's a good question.
See, do the hops come from the West Coast?
I hope so.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
No, you're
I'm not
good.
trying to
I don't
hound you
know.
like I am, but
No,
I'm
you're-
like,
there's like that's like the stuff is like I don't know the ingredients till like after they started brewing it. Then it's like, oh, we used all this stuff, and so it's just like if it's a West Coast, it usually is like they used West Coast hops, which from who knows?
yeah. Okay. I just
Until
wanted-
there's like usually
just needed
hop variants that like
clarification.
oh yeah you're good. There's-
Jaydn, you're really being like that customer. Right
I'm
now.
sorry. I'm not trying to be. I'm not
That's why
trying
You're
to
that
gonna
beer's
be there
festival.
I
next
love
week.
beer and I love Exile's beer. I genuinely do. But I get so confused, especially if I go to a different brewery. I get so confused on everything. And I'm like,
yeah.
at that point, I just start looking at percentages. I'm like, do I want to get fucked up or do I want to like have a good night? Like,
That's a lot of people do that when they come in. They're like, "What's the highest percentage?"
that's what I mean.
And I'm
That's what
like,
I
"Go
did. But
for
I
it."
also do love porters, and I hadn't had this porter.
Yeah.
It's a nice one.
Yeah.
Do you guys do flights?
Oh yeah, for your choice.
That's fun. I like that. I feel that's probably really popular, like in the summer on the patio.
Are we
Or,
gonna?
like,
It's
all year
popular
round.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we
It's-
gonna do the flights on Patreon?
We can.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
be down.
Yeah, we'll do that. And if you're not on our Patreon, make sure that you subscribe for $5 a month. See how I did that? That was sick.
That was sick.
I'm just kidding. The,
Flawless segue.
Yeah, exactly.
well, it's like, but yeah. So, anyway, sorry, I just had to interrupt for that.
Or good. I don't remember what we were talking about
I
now.
don't know.
Something about flights and then something before that.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
it. That's fine.
Speaking of segues, we might as well get into douche of the week. Whoever
Haley has a
wants
lot
to
of
go
douches.
Sure,
first.
I'll go.
Yeah, I had like 4 1 week, and then I realized now I haven't had like any for the last like 2 weeks.
Lucky you. Well, first I have a little story from Friday
Alright.
night. So it was bar close. And we like the owners were still in the bar, and then someone had like a friend still hanging out in the bar. She has like basically a full seltzer, and like lights are on. I'm cleaning. It's like almost 2. She's like, I already wiped down everything. She spills her entire seltzer on the bar. A minute later, like literally 60 seconds later, my owner comes up. He's like, "How's the night?" And I'm like, "It's fine. I'm really tired." And then he spills his full water. And then 6 seconds after that, so I'm at the end of the bar, and we have like the bar like hinges up on the end. For some reason, I had my hand on that, and it was up, and it came down and whacked me in the back of the head.
Oh, I heard about
hard.
this.
Yeah. Immediately into like panic attack, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And it hurt so bad.
Oh no.
So there was that.
Okay, so we, just for reference, okay, so I heard about this because we were talking about like weird things happening around the bar, and then that got brought up. And basically, this is like one of those, like, it separates the bar. Like, it goes up, it's like a door, but it's like heavy wood. And we tested it because like
this thick
we
of
were
wood.
we were like measuring, like, okay, Haley's probably about like this tall. We like kept the door up here, and then we like dropped it and like caught it at that point, and it hurt our hands doing that, like,
God damn.
full fist, like, and it was when we did that, we did it like multiple times because we were like, that hit Haley in the head, like, holy shit. It was heavy. It was
that
bad.
Weird. It was just the fact that I was like, spilled drink, like, fuck, I really want to go home, I'm so tired, and then whack on the back of the head.
Oh man,
That's
I'm
brutal.
so glad you didn't crack your head open.
Yeah,
though,
no
too.
kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so weird because like I didn't really know what happened at first,
Yeah.
and then like suddenly like my ears are like ringing and I can't hear anything, and I'm like,
Just in shock.
what
yeah.
the fuck?
I would just like walked out and like I'll come back tomorrow.
No.
Like, I restart.
Pretty much, that's pretty much what I did. Like I finished my checkout with just tears streaming down my face, and I'm like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
This isn't
Like
it right now.
you
No.
go home.
Your douche of the week is the ghost.
This is the ghost.
No, it's the fact.
Do you
that
think that
somehow
you
it
hit
was
it?
I
How
put
did-
my hand on it for some reason, but I just
Oh.
feel like it didn't take much for it
No,
to just like
it's
fall
like
down.
the angle of it is like so tight that like you could like touch it with your finger and knock it
Yeah.
down.
Yep. So that happened.
Yeah.
Anyways, who's
Yeah,
next?
anyway.
Anyways,
I
I don't
have
remember
more.
anything
Yeah.
after that. So
Oh yeah, I do. I didn't know. I just letting everyone go first.
yeah, no,
But
go for
this
it.
is this is I guess you'd call it of the week, but it's like every week this happens.
Yeah.
So sorry if I call you out and you're listening and you've done this before, but
Nah.
Just use their names and addresses
yeah,
only.
exactly.
Go ahead,
So
let 'em know.
the word that like this just happens every week, and it's just like such a bad joke. And so we have a beer called Ruthie, okay? And so every time we talk about Ruthie, or we're like, he's like, hey, we tried the Ruthie. People are like, did you say roofie? And so that's every time, and it's just like, dude, you're so original. My favorite now is just be like, I don't get it.
That's good. I use that a lot.
Explain it to me, please. What do you mean? I had one. This is during a music fest, actually, and he did that joke, and he's like, "Just kidding. Unless you have some." And I'm like, "I'm not giving you any beer, dude." I'm like, "I'm not." Yeah, I was like, You need to leave. I was like, "What are you talking about
Oh my
right now?"
God. You know, to go along with that, guys all the time are like, "Is it drugged? Like, did you put something in it?" And they're like, "I hope you did." And I'm like, "That's
What?
fucking weird."
Why do you
Yeah,
wanna
that
roofie
is so
yourself?
weird. Yeah.
I just need to pass out.
God.
I'm real sleepy. That's bizarre.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to joke about it. Like,
No,
even,
that's
yeah,
not
exactly.
funny.
even
No.
as a bartender, like that's one of the, like, you can make some pretty dark jokes as a bartender,
Right.
but like that's one of the things you can't joke about.
Oh yeah, and that's why I'm
100%.
like, it's always like, it's literally every week someone has to say it. And everyone is always fed up with it. They're like, and that's what I told people. I was like, do what I do. Just be like, explain it to me. What's funny?
Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Okay, but the thing is like on the opposite side of that is that like I definitely would be one of those people.
that's what I was like. I'm sorry if you guys done this before. You didn't like think about it, but just like we hear it every day.
I would definitely be one of those people that's like, roofie, right?
Yeah, right.
Good joke, right?
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I don't have a specific, but like if I'm doing samplings out in grocery stores or at a certain event and they're walking by my table and they're like, oh, I've had everything from Exile. I'm like, have you had our new blah, blah, blah? Like, oh, I haven't had that. I'm like, then why did you even say
yeah, right.
You saw Ruthie and then you just bypassed everything else?
Do you have to ID people still when you do samplings? It
I
like
mean, if they look young enough, yeah.
yeah.
There's clearly those kids that want to try to sample something like,
Okay, wait,
Like
and then
in-
also, I don't remember if you said this already or not, but did you like bartend before? Were you
No, I have
service
never
industry?
bartended except like for events down here. Like
Okay,
for private
service
stuff.
industry. waiting. What did you
Nope.
do before this?
Wine spirits.
Okay, so
liquor
you're from
stores.
Somalia.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
you
run
did-
wine clubs.
Oh,
and
you did
stuff,
wine and
but-
spirits
yeah.
at the grocery store.
Yeah. A
So
few
you
different
sold
IDs.
alcohol. Okay, what did you do before that? Was that your first job?
Yeah, I between the band and wine spirits, that was
Whoa.
my adolescence for sure.
Okay, I have an idea for Patreon. Anyways, it's only $5 if you want to hear about that. But no, just a question. Anyways, okay, so douche of the week for me. Okay, so it's kind of myself.
Mine's now you too.
Wait, why?
What? Theirs is at least.
Oh, okay. No, okay. So my douche of the week is probably me, but it was just a really funny situation. So I was serving, I was bartending serving, and I had a group of 5 state troopers walk in. And so I was like, at first I was already getting slammed, so I was super busy, and I was like, God, now I have to like deal with this other table. They're gonna be like, I don't know, they're just like, not again, you're criminal justice. Nothing against the police by any means.
No,
like-
I'm even though I'm criminal justice, I'm all about police reform and all.
Yeah,
this
that's
stuff.
exactly
I'm
what a
like,
cop
yeah,
would say.
Exactly.
Jaydn, shut up!
No, I'm just kidding. No, we have full utmost respect for our police force, but they we're all sitting there, and I was like, oh man, it's been a long time since I've like had a table of like cops that I've had to serve before. So I was like, I'm gonna take advantage of this moment. So I walk up to the table, and I was like, all right, boys, what can I get you? A round of tequilas? And they were like,
Radio silence.
Really, I was like, I mean, or waters, and they were like, we'll all take waters, and I was just like,
Cool.
okay.
Awkward.
I just thought it would be a funny joke, like, you know, it's just obviously they're not gonna order tequilas,
right.
like, or they were all just like, they just stared at me in silence, and I was just like, okay.
It's just
breathe,
you weren't
just
supposed
breathe.
to announce it. You were supposed to be like,
It's like, just breathe, just like,
Oh my god.
yeah, no. Anyways, so yeah, I was the douche of the week probably for those guys. They all tipped me pretty decently, so at least I maybe made their day. It was like I felt like I was like poking at those like British guards that stand in front of the Queen's guys, and they're like not allowed to laugh, you know. But I was still like trying to be like, I was like, thank you very much for everything you do and all that and stuff. And then one of them like stiffed me, but whatever, you know. No, I'm just kidding. No, they all
on their
tipped.
water.
No, they all
Yeah,
tipped.
right.
They all tipped me very well. They all tipped me very well. But
Test those boundaries.
no, they were cool, but I just thought that was funny. I was like, I'm definitely gonna talk about this because they did not think it was
Which
funny. at
bar was
first.
this?
This was at the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't
yeah.
think-
So they all came in.
Well, my douche of the week is stocking. I absolutely hate stocking. And since we have like St. Patty's Day, we weren't going to get bottles, glass bottles. We got all cans for most of our beers. So like within the week, we were like just stocking everything that we had that was in cans. And then we were going to get our new order and get glass bottles. Well, I had to stock all of that. And I absolutely love stocking. It's great. It's so much fun, but not at that capacity. So I would say stocking for this week is my douche of the week. It's not a person or anything like that. It's just the damn freaking beer order and having
fair.
to switch
Yeah.
out
No,
everything to
I
put glass
will-
bottles on that.
I will agree to that. That is not fun.
It is
that's-
not fun. Like, I mean, obviously we have a dolly and things like that, so we can actually bring up like 3 cases at a time, but it's going from St. Patty's Day to having like all that beer in the back and having to
Yeah.
get rid of like all of that extra cans of beer that we don't normally sell, and then we have to wait to put the bottles up. Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, yeah.
That's a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my douche of the week. I'm glad it wasn't a person because 9 times out of 10, it's definitely someone
Right.
poking the bear. And
Yeah.
I'm glad it's just a damn beer.
Nice. Yeah, I have a few more, but I'll save them for Patreon.
Okay.
Ooh.
I was gonna say, I was like, I could definitely keep going with those.
Yeah.
so.
Right?
Cool. Okay, and we would definitely save that for Patreon then. So I think with that, we can probably wrap up here. Did we have any other topics we want to talk about
Do you
right
guys
now?
want to plug your social medias and your band account?
Yeah, and Exile too, of
Yeah.
course.
Oh yeah, Exile's on all those formats. My band is at Illegal Smile Band on Insta, I think. Yeah.
I follow
I don't need
you
to plug
guys,
my
I'll
own.
find it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, I don't really do much on my
What's
own.
the
but-
Exile pages? Facebook, Instagram, like what's
I
the
think it's
at?
Exile Brewing Co.
Yeah, it's all Exile Brewing
remember
Co.
what the
There's
break
Exile. Do we even do anything with Exile Beverage Co. anymore?
Nah.
Oh, I just thought of a really good Patreon topic. Sorry. Anyways,
Write it down. Write it down.
I'm
write
ready
it down.
to. Okay. And with that,
You're really good at multitasking.
And
No,
with
I was doing that on purpose. No, seriously. Follow Exile. Make sure you follow Poor People Podcast on everything. We're about to get into our Patreon. If you're not on Patreon, make sure it's only $5 a month, and this is gonna be some good stuff, I think. Now with my idea that I'm writing down right now. All right.
Well, thank you guys for having
Yes,
us.
thank you
Absolutely.
guys
Thanks
so
for having
much.
us.
Thank you,
Us.
Exile. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm super distracted. It's been a busy
Ah, you're good, bro. Cheers.
Our
Sorry.
little sign off.
For richer,
or
for
poor.
poor.
Thanks for watching Poor People.